Well, I tell you, we got beat by one of the better teams in the United States. They really did a solid job in all areas on the road. A hostile environment. Our crowd was special, just absolutely great. We had our opportunities. We all know what those opportunities were without singling out players. We had some chances, at the free throw line late that we didn't convert. Nice luxury they got to bring Crawford off the bench and Tariq Black off the bench. Two, I think, great players. And, they played spirited defensively. They crushed us on the glass, 38-25. We didn't have enough second chance opportunities. Really pleased with the job we did on Jackson and Johnson. Julian Washburn thought had a great game defensively on Johnson, great game offensively as well. We were able to get him to the line more than normal, which really helps him. Thought Sed did a nice job on Black for long stretches of the game. And their other big fella, Goodwin. It's a great team. It's a great team. One of the more talented teams I've coached against. And really proud of our guys' effort. I think we've got to continue to try to grow. I understand we've got 2 games left, but we got two practices before we go play SMU. It'd be nice to win that game and try to get opposite those guys, try to get fortunate, win a couple games to have another shot at those guys, hopefully in the finals. You don't really necessarily want to see them in the second round, but you've got to win your first round game. Then you've got to win your second. Our guys have guarded well here for the last month of the season. We had some looks at the three-point line. We didn't get down. We had some looks at the foul line. We didn't get down. Had more turnovers than normal tonight. I think you have to credit their defense, their length, their speed, their quickness. Really a special group of athletes. Any questions?
Coach, can you talk about the article from the LA Times?
Why don't we talk about the game, then we will talk about that. I'm not want to dodge you, but let's address the game first. Anybody got any game questions? And we'll come back and hit that.
Got their buckets, but
yeah.
You talked about it before. You had to defend, and you did.
Well, I'm sorry?
Memphis got buckets, but you guys defended throughout the game.
Yeah, well, we did. And, Crawford got a couple looks in transition that just killed us, and we knew that conversion is a big part of why a team can go make 26 assists out of 29 field goals. Great in transition. We got back well, but they got us a couple times with Crawford. We didn't locate him early in the second half. Then about the 7-minute mark, Thomas's 3 was a big 3 that he knocked down. He was 0 for 2 up to that point, knocked down a critical 3. But we had our chances coming back. Jock missed a couple free throws. Bo had a turnover back in the lane. CJ obviously had the chance to knock down 3. It's a pressure situation. He'll get better at those situations the more he plays.
In the second half, did they do anything different, or did they just do something better? Shooting 52-3 as opposed to 33-3?
Well, they were able to get the ball in Black's hands. You look at the first half stats where he shot it from. You look at Crawford, the 2 transition 3s. Okay, what is that a result of? Defensive rebounding, getting it out. Okay, Black, was able to get the ball down deep on us. Those, 4 for 4. Those numbers were big for their team.
Coach, a lot of times the shot clock went out, slowing the game down, part of the game plan for tonight.
No, we weren't trying to slow it down. We were playing. You saw us in conversion a lot coming down. When 2 teams can guard, okay, sometimes people misconstrue that for somebody trying to hold the ball. We weren't trying to hold the ball. We were in conversion all night long coming at the rim when we were able to defensive board. The problem was not getting the stops in the second half, taking it out of the net, playing against a containment press. They were 1-2-2 press, taking 10, 12 seconds off the clock with the containment press to where now we're getting into our offense at the 23, 24-second mark. Now, we want to make one pass and crank. I don't think that's necessarily great basketball. We were trying to play, through matchups all night long. That's why you saw Julian in situations where he had a chance to post.
Why wasn't Connor Tucker in at the very last?
Well, because CJ played well. Connor's 1 for 6, okay? And CJ played very well. And we wanted Julian Washburn out there for a chance to offensive rebound, kick to Jockey Streeter or CJ in the event that we didn't get it down. We wanted 3 rebounders out there crashing the offensive board, hopeful that we could get it back. and then kick again to Jock and or CJ, who's, CJ's, 3 out of 5, last 2 ball games from the 3. He knocked down a couple in this game. We're trusting him pretty good right now. And sometimes you have to look at what's going on in the game.
Why the decision to miss that final free throw with just a few seconds remaining as opposed to trying to make it?
Well, because there were 5.3 seconds to go in the game. And what our plan was to go hit it quick off the rim, get a hand on it, and try to go right through them, right back to the board. It's something that we work on in practice. We felt like that versus fouling very good free throw shooter Joe Jackson, Johnson, Crawford in the backcourt, who would have had it. 2 free throws, now being down 4 with under 4 seconds to go, you're not going to win the game. We went to try to win the game.
Can you talk about Connor's struggles shooting the basketball and why he's having...
Well, you'd have to talk to him about that. I'm not a psychologist. I'm really not. People have guarded him. They get through the line. They go play him hard. Connor's a very good player. I love Connor Tucker. And Connor Tucker is going to make big shots for us in these final 2 or 3 basketball games of the game. But I can't read guys, why does he make them tonight, doesn't make them the night before. Sometimes you credit the defense. Sometimes you look late in the season and understand that people understand personnel. They're playing personnel. They know who they're playing against. And sometimes you don't get the same looks late in the season that you get early in the season.
One more game against Larry Brown and then on to Tulsa. How do you feel about your team going into it?
Well, it will not be easy over at SMU. They've been very good. We'd love to win the game, but no road game is easy in this league, as Memphis found out in here today. It's tough to play on the road. We watch it over and over again with, Penn State beating Michigan the other night and Wake Forest beating Miami. It's just tough to play on the road in college basketball. So we'd love to win it. We're going to try to win it. We're going to try to be prepared. And best I know, it'll be a neutral site game at some recreation center because they're remodeling their building. And we'll try to go in there and play well and then come back here and try to get ready for what should be a very interesting conference tournament. Yeah. I don't know what that building's like. We'll have to get in there and check it out.
Can you address USC?
Yes, I will. I've been called on a few jobs since I've been here at UTEP, and the immediate response and answer was not interested. In this particular case, the relationships that I had at that school, the way we left the school was not comfortable for me and my family and our former players and our coaches. We chose to take a high road when we left. We're coaching here because we had no NCAA violations. But sometimes people around the country, media, may not understand that, okay? I hadn't said much about any subject, but when they called, I felt like I owed it to our former players and our former coaches and our current coaches and guys that might be on this team that want to coach one day to go speak with them, because the obvious answer is that they did their homework, all right, and they weren't going to hire somebody that broke any NCAA rules. They did not offer me a job, nor was I looking for a job. We had a great 3-hour conversation, and that's all I'm going to say.
If they offer you a job,
that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. Just what I just said. All right?
Coach, you said this is where you want to end your career. You still feel that way?
Well, I just answered that question. I said I was not looking for a job when they called, but I felt a responsibility to talk to them about that job. And again, I have not been offered a job, so there's no need to answer that question.
Coach, you're going to be here next year?
Well, you just asked me the same question he asked me. All right? Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.